Have you ever started telling a story and about halfway through you realize you're rambling? Or the person you're talking to is clearly losing interest, they start looking around? Or in a media interview, you can hear yourself going in circles and you can't figure out how to land the plane. We've all been there. But here's the truth. Every high stakes communication moment actually has a timer running. Hi, everyone. If you're new to my channel, I'm Susan Saravo, and I share my knowledge from decades of experience as a communications professional, media trainer, and TV reporter. Today, I'm going to teach you how to tell a powerful story in under 30 seconds using a simple framework called the PSR method. That stands for problem, solution, results. And once you learn this, you will instantly sound more confident, more concise, and far more compelling in interviews, speeches, and videos. So let's dive in. Reporters want a 7-second soundbite. Investors want clarity fast. Viewers on social media decide in 2 seconds whether to keep watching your reel. Even in everyday conversations, people decide whether you're worth listening to almost instantly. So being able to deliver a short, crisp, memorable story is one of the most valuable communication skills that you can have. And the PSR method makes it incredibly easy. Problem, solution, results. 3 parts, one tight arc, delivered in under 30 seconds. This is the structure behind great sound bites, great leadership communication, and great short form content, which we see out there everywhere nowadays. Before I show you examples, I need to warn you about the biggest mistake people make when telling stories: too much context. People start with the backstory and then the side story, the extra details, the part nobody really asked for. They warm up for 45 seconds before anything really interesting happens. But with PSR, you start with a moment of tension right away. Something like, we were minutes away from missing the deadline. Our customers were furious. I was terrified. This was my first live interview. That's how you pull people in. That's what makes your story stick. Let's go through our first example. We'll discuss a media interview here. Let's say a reporter asks you, how do you handle pressure? Here's the rambling version. Well, it depends. Everyone handles pressure differently. There was this one time that, okay, now here's the PSR version. Problem: last year we had a major system outage during a holiday weekend. Solution: I handled the pressure by taking action. I gathered the team and we communicated updates every 30 minutes. Result: we resolved the issue quickly and customer trust actually increased because we were so transparent. Clear, tight, memorable. I didn't give any backstory. I didn't do any lead up. I just gave a brief example of how I handle pressure. Example number 2, personal story version. Someone asks this: why did you start your business? Here's how I could start it. So it's interesting. I gotta say, when we started doing meetings and events virtually, it seemed like people were, just like not showing up looking like leaders. And, I was like, wait, I can help with that. It's not very convincing, right? Here's the PSR answer. Problem: I kept meeting brilliant people who didn't have the skills to present well on camera. Solution: so I created a coaching method that blends real media training with AI feedback. Result: new clients become confident, concise, and camera ready in under 30 days. Short, human, impactful. When we're telling our own stories, we have so much information in our heads, it can be difficult to cut out the fluff. We think everyone needs all the details, but oftentimes it's the opposite. People need fewer details to process something quickly. Think about when you're watching a daytime talk show or one of the late night shows, and the host is interviewing maybe an actor. And the host will say, "Oh, I understand there was this crazy thing that happened on the set involving a downpour of rain that was unexpected. Tell me about that." And the actor will say, "Oh yeah, this thing happened and we had to pivot immediately." They have these stories rehearsed because they know that they only have a few minutes because they have to get to the commercial break. And the story has to be interesting, it has to be compelling, fun. They want to get audience reaction. The host wants to banter a bit. So they rehearse these stories so that they can fly when they're on recording this show. You can also use this if you are hanging out with friends or you are at a networking event, especially when you're meeting a lot of people for the first time and it's an event where people are there to meet others. You don't want to monopolize someone's time. You want to be able to connect with them, maybe share a quick story, 30 seconds, and then you say, "It was great meeting you. Let's connect again later." And then everyone moves on to meet other people. So this formula, it's great and it works in all types of situations. Let's talk about how to use this for social media. For Instagram or TikTok, you can go shorter. Problem? Most people lose their audience in the first 5 seconds. Solution? So I give clients a simple 3-line hook formula. Result? It skyrockets their watch time and conversions. That's a 16-second story that leads directly into your content. If you're worried, am I going to sound robotic when I use this formula? Are people going to know that I'm using a formula? You don't have to. You don't have to sound robotic. Here's the secret to sounding natural. Don't memorize a script. Memorize the structure. Know the 3 beats. Problem, solution, result. Then just talk like you normally would talk. Here's an example. We were about to miss a deadline. So I pulled the team together, organized priorities, and we finished with time to spare. Simple language, clear story, easy to retell. Here are some tips to help you use this structure in real life. Tip number 1, make the result about your audience. The best stories don't end with your win, they end with your audience's takeaway. Instead of, "We hit the deadline." Try this. "And that experience taught me something that I now share with clients." Bringing in the audience there. Or, "And that's why I always recommend preparation over panic." That lands, right? Turn your results into a lesson. Tip number 2, add a touch of emotion. Short stories need emotion to create connection. Just one word will do it. I was terrified. We were exhausted. Our team was determined. I was frustrated. Emotion adds stakes. Stakes make stories memorable. Tip number 3, practice with the timer. If you want to improve quickly, try this drill. Grab your phone and use the timer app. Set a 30-second timer. Tell one story using PSR. Stop when the timer ends, then shorten it by 20%. Repeat with a different story. Use the timer. In 3 days, you'll be communicating more clearly than 95% of the people out there. So that's the PSR method. I hope you put it to good use. Problem, solution, result. It is the fastest way to tell a clear, compelling story in any situation. If you want personalized help crafting your stories, crafting your sound bites, or your on-camera presence, you've come to the right place. You can book a free 15-minute call with me. My link is in the description. And I want to leave you with one final comment here, and that is we all have interesting stories to tell. Even if you think, "Oh, my life is so boring, nothing great happens," or "I can't imagine people would want to hear about this experience that I had." Trust me, people do, because all of the experiences we have day to day, others can relate to our stories. And if you have lessons to share with people, you have something you learned, then you should be doing it. And you can do it in a clear, concise way if you use the PSR method. You can also use it with clients if you want to talk about success stories, but there's not much time in the meeting. Maybe there's, only 2 minutes left and you're just about to hang up the Zoom call or just about to walk out the door. You can say, oh, by the way, I just wanted to share this one last thing with you and share your 30-second testimonial success story. And that's going to make an impact because it was the last thing you said before the connection ended. And it's something that they'll remember, especially if you can tell the story really quickly. Being long-winded, it just doesn't help in business communication settings. Being concise, getting straight to the point, and saying information that is relatable and makes an impact is what makes you memorable. So by all means, share those stories, share those experiences, but use the PSR formula. I would love to hear if you are doing this or if you have in the past or you're going to try it, and please leave a comment. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.